So in this lesson today, I want to show you some reharm options, some very simple yet effective reharm options as taken from Mike League and Snarky Puppy in this song, Waves Upon Waves. Let me play the section that I'm going to be analysing. Check this out. So going from here, check this out. I'm going to play it for you. Here's the chords. You can see it on the screen. Bassline static. Keeping it on the D on the bassline. So you can see the chords, B flat major on the right hand, then you've got C major, G major, then G minor. But listen to the bass line. I'm going to keep the chords in. Ooh, can you hear that? Same chords. Ooh. And then this time. Ooh. I've just got to show you that. So if you're kind of new to reharm, like these are some really fundamental concepts that you can use straight away in your playing. So let's just go straight into it. So I'm going to go back to right there actually. So we're in the key of F. Now the chords, the foundation is B flat major, so chord 4, chord 5, which is C major. Then we're going to be playing the major 2. So G major in relation to the major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4. First chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chord 5. 2 represents G, but it's the major version. And then we're going to go to G minor, which is chord 2, and then D major, which is like chord 6 as a major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the chords: B flat major, C major, G major, G minor, resolving to D major. Okay, fine. Now initially, Mike League on the bass, he's just going to be pedaling on the D. And it's interesting because all of these chords, apart from one of them, all have Ds in them. So in the B flat major chord, the D's already there. That's the first inversion note. For this C, that's a bit different. So we have a sus chord that's created there. That's fine. Then we have this G major chord. That's going to be the second inversion of G. The D, what the bass note represents as. And then we're going to have our G minor. Once again, still the second inversion note. And then resolve into our D major, which has D on the root. So most of these chords do have a D in it. So that's our foundation. But it's how Mike opens up the harmony. Still keeping the right hand will still be the same. So the chords are still there. But the bass line, I've got to show you this. So check this out. So this is the foundation. It's just all the foundation, all static over the D on the left hand. One more time. Alright, check this out. Oh! Okay, let me show you that because he's about to change it again. So before we had D, as you know. Now let's look at these chords. So on the right hand, we've got a B flat major chord. So Mike League's first bit of interest in terms of reharm, he's going up a tone on the left hand. So rather than thinking about, okay, B flat major, just go up a tone. And that way you can create a sus chord right there, which sounds exactly the same as the second chord. Because if you remember from the intro or from the initial way they played it, they had D over B flat and then they had this chord. I was talking about this chord as being a C sus chord. It doesn't have a D in it. And it's the same idea. C is the root, they're going up a tone. So in relation to when Mike starts to do this reharm now, rather than keeping D on the bass line, you can think about it that you've got B flat major, so on your left hand you can just go up a tone. Create this sus chord, yeah. Now the next chord on the right hand is going to be C major, and Mike actually goes down on the bass, going down a minor third, so he's now creating an A minor chord. So we put in two notes, well, the A note with this chord together, and as a result of that you got a new chord, rather than originally they had this and then we had this. So this D sus now has now become A minor 7. As you can see, the harmony is opening up. So this is really good. So we've got B flat, so we've got this sus chord. That's the first bit of change that we have. Then he goes down to the A, creates an A minor. Same idea now, going to G major, going down a minor third. Same idea, same chord, literally A minor going down to E minor. But before, when you remember, we just had a D pedaling. So this is now another really good reharm application. and then he's going to go to G minor, root position, which is fine. Then he's going to go to second inversion of D major. So that's the recap. We've got this originally. Reharm now. Ooh, sus chord. Going on a minor third, create our A minor. Then we're going here, another minor third situation, root position, second inversion. Beautiful. Now it's about to change. But before we get there, let's recap what we have. So let's go back. Yeah, right from there. This is the original version, pedaling on the D. Repeat. First bit of Reharm. Oh, did I? Oh, well, what's actually interesting, I'm still going to show you how I taught it to you, but it sounds like Mike actually introduced a bit of Reharm actually a bit early. Listen to this. Interesting. So you got this kind of but I'm going to let that pass. So we're just going to call this out as just fundamentally being over the D. All right, moving on then. So Reharm. Woo! Yeah. Same chords though. Check out this next version of Reharm. B flat now. A as we had before. G. And then so what I spoke about initially coming out of the foundation where it was on D, and Mike did a bit of Reharm. He's actually playing what he's kind of playing in that second version of Reharm where he finished like this. So I'm going to show you that. So on this second bit of Reharm, now this is actually quite straightforward actually. So rather than having this sus chord, he's actually just going to the B flat, going down to A minor as we had before. And he's going to G major, so root position G. And then for that G minor, he's just going first inversion of G minor and then first inversion of D. So those are just kind of Reharm options, just looking at the inversion option. So that's quite straightforward. So when we put it all together though, it's so interesting. You know, it's quite simple, these concepts, but the feeling and the emotional pull that you get when you listen from it, it's beautiful. So right here, you've got our B flat major. This is the foundation. All right, Reharm option number 1. Excuse me. There we go. Sus chord. A minor. E minor. G. Root position. Second inversion of D. And then conveniently, the bass note is about to go to B flat now. Back to our A minor. G major. First inversion of G. Beautiful. Let me play it for you. Let's go from the top. Here we go. There we go. John is enjoying. Sneak in that first inversion of the G minor just because Mike did it. Alright, first option, sus chord, A minor, E minor, B flat major, A minor, G major, first inversion of G minor. There you go. So there's kind of like 3 takeaways there. Number 1, the main one that kind of really rings out to me is this idea of using sus chords. So if you have if you have a major chord, so in this case we're looking at B flat, on the left hand, just go up a tone. Likewise, if there was a song that had, D major in it, for example, just go up a tone. These chords are so warm, these sus chords. So you got B flat, just go up a tone. Then we had this idea of, okay, with a major chord, still, let's just use B flat as an example, for example. Let's go down a minor third. That's what they were doing in the C context. We had a C major, and Mike League went down to the A. Yeah. Yeah, so you got the first option, and this kind of really does apply to major chords. So reharm options specifically looking at major chords. Yeah. So you got B flat, which can be put into a sus, but then you can also go down a minor third. And last, what I would say, last but not least, is this idea of using inversions, which was quite prominent with the second iteration of Reharm, where Mike was utilizing, first inversions, for example, for the G minor. Yeah, so just first inversion stuff. You could also use second inversion, any inversion really. So yeah, one more time just to recap. So we're going to go from here. This was the foundation. And then, okay, now I'm going to change this B flat major and go to a sus chord. Now we're going to go down a minor third from this C. Going down a minor third from the G minor. First inversion, root position, excuse me, second inversion of D. Then we're going to go root position for B flat. That's how Mike Lead did it. Then back to our A minor, G major in this case. Then first inversion of G minor. And then finishing with our first inversion of D. Yeah, so some options in terms of reharm, specifically for major chords. That's what's really, coming out from this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.